So these things are happening outside awareness for the most part. And so to become aware of them is a little bit of a stretch, because you're asking someone to take something that they are, that you're being, to go to having it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a developmental shift, and it takes a little practice. So all we're asking people to do is to spend a little time each day practicing doing this. And if it's, if you're sitting there trying to play the piano and it's pretty simple, twinkle, twinkle, little star sort of thing, but you keep messing it up at a certain point, you don't just say, well, screw it, I'll never be able to do this. You just realize that's part of the process of learning to play the piano, and you come back the next day and you try it again, and you keep trying, and pretty soon you get it. Most people can't do addition and subtraction and multiplication and division right away when they're in school, but the school kind of makes them stick with it, and pretty soon it clicks in and they can do it. So a lot of the people that have trouble with this, that call and really have trouble with this, are people that are not always as functional in the world. They haven't sort of learned this lesson that when you persist, you finally do learn something.
Mm-hmm.
And they get, what's going on is that they try this, they are not really good at doing it, and then they make internal representations of, there's something wrong with me, I can't do this, I'm failing, or in some way they make internal representations of something they don't want. Then they feel bad, they lose their motivation, and then they want to just quit. Well, what's causing them to quit is their own internal map, which is automatically generating these internal representations of what they don't want.
So for them, the payoff for learning this kind of thing would be, it seems to be much greater. I mean,
well, sure.
The greater you have to stretch, the farther you're really progressing, and the more you're on your growing edge.
Right, and the more I'm at the point where I know that just like anybody, there are plenty of things I'm unaware of. And so sometimes when I'm not busy doing something else, I'll just sit there and try to contemplate, what am I unaware of? What am I accepting without really thinking about it, without really considering it? What could I observe that, and I'm not doing this in an analytical way, I'm just sort of saying the question, because the question sort of opens you up to the answer coming to you, not because you analyzed it, but because there is a part of you that will answer these questions if you ask them. So witnessing is something that you need to practice, just like a baby has to practice reaching out for things, and all of those other examples that I gave before. And so if you're not good at it at first, the thing is you are good at it at the things you're already aware of. You're good at recognizing what's me and what's not me. You're good at recognizing that you can move and direct your attention. You're good at, there's developmentally a whole series of things that you've been through that you are good at being the witness of. But you take those things for granted.
Sure. And the things that you're not so good at witnessing, of course, are often related to the very things that you repressed, which definitively are out of your
right,
awareness.
And all that just seems so mysterious.
Yeah.
See, if you could communicate with a little baby that couldn't direct its attention or its emotions, and you said, "Oh, you could do that," and they would just seem like, "Wow, that would be so." I don't know. I can't comprehend it. And that's the way we are about whatever we're unaware of.
Yeah.
So, my job as a teacher is to try to direct your attention. In Zen, they call this a finger pointing at the moon. I'm trying to be the finger pointing at the moon to direct people's attention to wherever they are unaware so that they can observe it. And at first, it's a little shaky, but if you just keep trying it, suddenly it'll click. I've never seen a person that if they just kept watching, trying to watch, I'm not even sure what I'm looking for.
Yeah, I concur with that. Those people that really stick with it and get it, it is absolutely life-changing.
So the point is that there's always something you're unaware of, and because that's what you're trying to watch, it is a little bit of a stretch at first.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what we want people to do. We're giving a lot of clues in the support material, and certainly my Life Principles Integration Process online courses are all about that. And it's just trying to help you direct the awareness that you're increasing from doing holosync toward some of the most fundamental things that create your life. And as you become aware of them, then you start to really see how you've been doing it. And as you see how you've been doing it, the things that you've been doing that don't work, that you thought you'd never find a solution to, fall away. And it's pretty slick.
Agreed.
So I think that's probably it for witnessing.
Welcome back. We are ready to move on to principle number 8 from the 9 Principles of Conscious Living. And I'm sitting here with Bill Harris. I'm Mark Gilson. And Bill, principle number 8, the principle of good and bad generalizations. And you just got through telling me that there's a lot to this one.
Everyone gets this right away, right?
Of course, easily. I know I did.
Yeah, this is reminiscent in a way of let whatever happens be okay. Except that let whatever happens be okay kind of implies that everything is good. And really what I'm saying in this principle is that nothing is good, nothing is bad. That good and bad are ideas that we attach to things. And that nothing intrinsically is good. If things were intrinsically good, then everyone would think that all the same things were good and all the same things were bad, but they don't. Think about Osama bin Laden and George Bush, for instance. What one thinks is good, the other thinks is bad, and vice versa. Now, culturally, we tend to agree about a lot of things, in the culture. These things are good,